seconds. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition. And liftoff of Falcon 9. Go Transporter 11.
Vehicles pitching downrange.
MOD chamber pressure nominal.
The ignition of the Merlin vacuum engine on the second stage, then about T plus 2 minutes 31 seconds, the boost back burn will begin. That burn lasting just a hair under a minute in total. In between the ignition of the engines for the boost back burn and when that burn concludes, the payload fairings will be deployed just before the 3-minute mark. First event coming up in just about a couple seconds for MECO.
Stage separation confirmed.
MVAC ignition.
Stage 1 boost back startup.
And there you saw those events. Boost back burn. Coming up on fairing separation shortly. You can see those payloads nestled inside. And there go the payload
And there
fairings.
is successful confirmation of fairing separation. You can also get a good view of the payloads flying on today's mission. And a great shot there. You can see a fairing half returning back towards the California coast. As a reminder, we will be recovering those fairings and refurbishing them for use on a future mission.
Things going well so far with this Falcon flight. The boost back burn has now concluded. The next milestone that we're looking for is the first stage entry burn beginning. That's coming up at about T plus 5 minutes, 56 seconds. That burn will last until T plus 6 minutes and 12 seconds. You can see the hypersonic grid fins on the Falcon 9 first stage have been deployed. Those pulses that you're seeing in between those two grid fins that you just saw a little bit of actuation on, those are the cold gas thrusters that help to adjust the attitude or the positioning of the Falcon 9 first stage as it makes its way back down towards landing zone 4. Throughout the course of the deployment sequence, both ahead of and in the midst of, there will be a total of 4 burns of the Merlin vacuum engine. We're still in the midst of that first burn, which should conclude at about T plus 8 minutes and 14 seconds. The Falcon 9 upper stage will then continue on in a coast phase until T plus 50 minutes, 20 seconds. There will be a brief 3-second burn of the Merlin vacuum engine, and then a few minutes after that, we'll start the deployment sequence. First big deployment sequence here, where there will be about more than one payload deployed each minute. You can see some great ground tracking shots of that Falcon 9 first stage booster tail number 1075 in the SpaceX fleet, making its way back down towards the California coastline, hoping to have a successful 12th landing today. Coming up on the start of that entry burn here. call for the entry burn. You can see that there on your screen now. Should be shutting down any moment. Got shut down there. Landing burn coming up. Just the central Merlin engine igniting. You can see the speedometer on the Falcon 9 first stage is dropping dramatically as that booster making its way back down. Falcon 9 first stage now traveling below the speed of sound. Let's go ahead and listen in as it makes its landing.
Stage 1 landing burn. Landing like deployed.
And that marks the 12th landing for this booster. It marks SpaceX's 340th landing of an orbital class rocket.